not
It's
getting
starting.
auto
Fine,
record.
right? Stop
Yeah,
recording.
it started recording. Yeah, it started. I think you are the organizer, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So you need a computer with at least 4 GB available RAM because if you have the less GB RAM when you are starting building the applications, it will be very slow to run the application. So these are the minimum configurations which you need, and the JDK 1.8 and then an 8 studio with embedded Mule 3.8 runtime. So this is an open source tool, and we can you can easily download it, and you can zip the file and run it. Installation and all also very easy. And an Anypoint platform, it is an web-based platform. So that we will cover it once Anypoint Studio is complete. And I will explain what is exactly the Anypoint platform we use. And a Salesforce developer account because if you want to interact with a SaaS applications, so I will give you complete understanding how to integrate the Salesforce connectors and getting the data from the Salesforce system and inserting the data into the Salesforce system. So such kind of integrations we will perform. And a Postman REST client app. You can use any other testing tools like SOAP UI also, but a Postman is a good tool which you can easily test your RESTful service or web services. Coming to the understanding what is Mule ESB. So Mule, it is like a runtime engine of any point platform. As I said, any point platform is an IDE which you need to develop the integrations, and it's a lightweight Java-based enterprise service bus, an integration platform that allows developers to connect applications together quickly and easily, and also it enabling them to exchange data between one system to the another system, and it enables easy integration of existing systems by connecting each other, regardless of the different technologies that the applications use, including JMS, web services, HTTP, whatever Salesforce or whatever it is. The USB can be deployed anywhere. That means you can deploy your USB service on a JBoss server or some other on-premises or cloud hub also, and can integrate and orchestrate events in real time or in batch, and has universal connectivity. It designed around the ESB, an enterprise service bus. So, what is exactly an enterprise service bus? So, an enterprise service bus is a software architecture for middleware that provides fundamental services for more complex architecture. For example, an ASB incorporates the features required to implement a service-oriented architecture. So, service-oriented architecture means like you have an integration application and you want to give it to your partners or end systems. You can expose it as a SOA, so a web service kind of interactions, a RESTful service interface. In a general sense, an ESB can be thought of a mechanism that manages access to the application and services. So especially, you can integrate with legacy systems or legacy versions of that, and it is simple and consistent interface to end users via web or forms-based client-side front ends. So to make you clear understanding what exactly ESB and why it came into the picture. So previous integrations were like point-to-point integrations because that time it was like a small system. I mean, there each and every system uses to connect directly. So when the small organizations, it is easy to understand the existing point-to-point integrations and easy to implement, maintain everything. But when it is growing again, so you need to add more systems and you need to add more connections. So the number of connections will be increased, and at some point of time You can't understand where the exact changes happen and in which system it is. It's very difficult if you want to remove one system also and if you want to add some other system also. So to avoid such kind of drawbacks or difficult things, and ESB came into picture. So it makes a layer which gives to the interaction between the different kind of applications. It's just like a plug and play. You can just plug the another applications in a new applications, and you can interact with all the applications which are available on the ESP. At the same time, if you want to remove some partners or some other system, you can easily remove it from the ESB. Basically, why we need this Mule? A Mule, it is a lightweight but a highly scalable. It's very easy to implement, and the development time also very less. The cost is less compared to the other integrations too. And it also eliminates the point-to-point connections. As I said, it by using this ESB kind of structure, we can easily eliminate the point-to-point connections, and also exposing existing system functionalities and services and organize them into an efficient, unified, standards-based architecture. So you can build your flows and you can expose it as a services and give it to the front-end systems. They can consume it and they will send the request to you. So like that, you can expose your system as a service, complete flows. And all the message routing. So you can route the inbound messages which are coming from the different kind of systems, and also you can route it to the destination systems where you want to send it using this message routing. It has the different filters, aggregate and resequence message based on content and rules. So you can route the messages based on the content inside the message, and also you can build some sort of rules to route the message. And aggregation is like if you're getting some different kind of messages, you want to aggregate all the messages and send it to the destination. So such kind of aggregations also you can do it. And data transformations. So data transformation here, your front-end systems and your back-end systems may have different kind of formats. Front-end system may have an XML, JSON, or a CSV format, whatever it is. So your Mule will not bother about that what format we are picking or how to. So we have the data transformations which takes that source system format and then it will convert into the destination system format. So to do this transformation, you need to have some basic understanding of this XML or JSON or CSV. Or when you are interacting with the database, it comes like a hash map tables and decouples business logic. So since it is a process-based implementations, you can have a separate business logic using subflows or secondary flows. You can call those business logics inside the main flows. So using this, you can decouple the existing business logic and transport protocol conversion. So you can have different type of transport protocols like JMS, HTTP, or different types of protocols are available, and we can easily integrate in our flows. And message enhancements. So you can unreach the messages, you can do some enhancements on top of the payload and send it to the destination, because the source system you are getting some message, but the destination you want to change some sort of message inside that. So you can do that sort of enhancements and then send it to the destination system. And the reliability. So you can make sure that this Mule will make sure that sending the message without any losses to the destination system, since it has that kind of reliability, and it also has a rich set of security options. You can set the what kind of securities or a basic securities you can set on top of that, and also it has an API guaranteed security that also we can implement inside that, and the scalability. So the main scalability which I can say here, you can build the entire application on premises, and it is very easy to uh, deploy the same applications with small changes, configuration changes, and then you can deploy it onto the cloud hub. That's what many customers are interested, because we can easily move the applications. Once you develop on premises, it can be deployed into the cloud hub. So this is the part where other middleware integration tools, the competitors like Bstock or some other, they are missing that. They don't have that much flexibility to move to the cloud hub. So any doubts so far?
What is the main purpose for the MuleSoft? Why we are using? What are the main use?
Yeah, as I said, it is an integration tool which we can integrate with different kind of applications. Let's say you have your front end applications. You want to integrate with your backend system like a SAP system or Salesforce system or some CRM system. Okay, so all your customer data saved into the backend systems, and they have their own front end application which gets the data from the backend system and show it onto the front end system. So to do this kind of job, you need an ESP, right? So from the front end system, you will get some sort of request. Let me give some example how exactly this will be given. Let's say if you take some redbus.com or some other any airlines services. Okay, so your front end system, you will see that you need you will give the some source and destination, and you will do some such kind of operation. So you once you click on that search button, whatever the request to front end system, we are capturing that, and will receive that request, and then it goes to the destination system like Salesforce or CRM or any database, and it queries the data based on your input request, and gets the data and give it to the front end system. The main purpose is it is integrating between the different kind of applications. Okay.
It's like a mediator for the front end and the back end.
Yes, that's what we are
Just you're
calling
saying
as
something.
middleware integration
Okay,
tool.
middleware. Okay, okay.
Okay, so while doing this middleware integration tool, we perform a lot of message routings, transformations, and then any message enhancements. You will do all these kind of things. So the best example I can say an API basically we use in this Mule. So an application programming interface. Like if you see that when we are some constructions going in buildings, they use some kind of missions to take the raw materials from one place to the another place, right? So that mission will not bother about what kind of information we are giving to that. It will easily take it and put it into some other place. So it's just a mediator transforming the data from one place to the another place. At the same time, it has many features like API and security kind of things, and also you have the rules which you can store it on your D rules, and different formats and different kind of connectors are available to interact with the different kind of systems. So Mule USB architecture. So if you see this, the middle part, Mule transports or connectors. As I said, it has a bunch of connectors to interact with different kind of systems. Like if we hear these business applications, they might be using some SAP kind of adapter. So your ESB can easily interact with these business applications using this some connector. Or some portals are rich clients. or any trading partners. So might be they are sending some EDI formats, but your ESB can able to understand and send it to the end system, do some routing transformations and apply some securities, and you can send it to the destination systems or anything. So this is the ESB architecture which you can easily integrate or connect any other systems. Or if you want to remove from the ESB, you can simply remove the whatever the application you want to remove, you can remove that, and it will not affect the other systems. That is the main advantage. So these all terms we will learn while going to the implementing the application. So you can see that how we perform the routings, like taking the request from the source system and sending to the destination. While doing that, you need to route the source system. You need to route it to the destination systems. So such kind of routings we will learn. And your transaction management, when you are interacting with the database system, so you will perform some sort of transaction. So that you will learn. And also your transformations, as I said, you can convert one format of data to the another format. If your source system is sending some XML format, but you need to send it into a database, so you need to transform this source format XML to the destination database table format, and then put it into the database, or else some JSON format or some other. You can do the transformation. And also Mule has any point. This any point studio has different set of pre-built transformations which you can drag and drop it and utilize it. You don't need to do coding and all. It's very easy. You can simply drag and drop and you can utilize. And we do have a transformation component which you need to use, but still that have a very good GUI user interface, and using that you can simply field to field mapping. You can do it. And a message broker. So it's like a publish and subscribe mechanism. So how we do that? So you can use some queues or an ActiveMQ, JMS queues. You can drop the message from there and receive the message from like that. It will behave a message broker between that different applications. And transportation management, from one place to the another place, it do the transportations and the different kind of securities. We will see that all these kind of things when we are starting implementing the flows and all. Any questions so far?
The transformation is it's like a drag and drop.
Yes, mostly it is drag and drop. And if it is some complex transformation, so you will do some XSLT transformations, or because most of the times it is like a drag and drop only. And you can, in the transformation itself, you can apply some joins or also some substrings. So you can use if else conditions inside that. Also you can write such kind of translation inside the translation.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move to the next slide. Coming to the what is Anypoint Studio, because we are going to work with this Anypoint Studio, so we need to understand what exactly this Anypoint Studio and how we can use it. So Anypoint Studio is a MuleSoft Eclipse-based integration development environment for designing and testing Mule applications. So you can deploy the application and run it on your Mule server. So as I said, if you download this Anypoint Studio, it comes with an embedded Mule server. So Anypoint Studio basically you use for to develop the applications to build the flows. But once you done your development, you need to run the application. So for that you require a Mule. Okay, so Mule server. When you download it, basically it comes embedded version of Mule USB inside that. You can also download a standalone Mule USB if you want to deploy your applications on standalone. And also we do have an MMC Mule Management Console. Like you can see that how the applications, it's like an administration console. Once you deploy the application, you can administrate your application. That we will see it later, but now you understand what exactly Anypoint Studio and how to utilize it. So once we start this using Anypoint Studio, I will keep on explaining the each and every artifacts one by one. So that same editor also allows you to edit API definition files in RAML. So this is a RAML, RESTful API Modeling Language. So we will be writing some code using the RAML to build the APIs, and we will do all this kind of either Anypoint Studio or Anypoint Platform. So Anypoint Studio is on premises which you use, and Anypoint Platform you can use on the web browser. It's like a cloud hub. And also Anypoint Studios offers two parallel tabs that you can utilize to design and create your applications. So if you like XML writing, I mean, if you are familiar with that, you can use the XML editor to build your flows. Or if you are not that much good in XML editing, you can simply use the visual editor, which gives the drag and drop options. You can drag your connectors inside that, and you can build the complete flow. So it has the ability to both the way. Okay, so let me give you the next screen how the Anypoint Studio will look like. So once you install Anypoint Studio and open it, you can see this kind of thing. One is the Mule flow, you can see down, and global and elements and configuration XML. So if you click on this Mule flow, you can see the flow designers. You can type the connectors there, and whatever the connectors you want, you can drag and drop it here and build the complete flow. This is the visual editor, which you can easily understand and do the configuration. And if you're familiar with the XML editor, still you can the same code only in the XML for view configuration XML. The same flow, it is showing it as a XML. So if you see here the flow name and the HTTP listener, so here it is a HTTP listener, and a set payload. This is the set payload component, and an echo component. This is an echo component. So if you are familiar with the XML editor, you can use it. Okay.
Okay.
And this is the Anypoint Studio, and once you open that, it looks like this, and you can see different tabs on this. And the first one is the Package Explorer. You can view your projects, you can create the projects on new projects, and basically our flows, it will be like an .xml files, as we said. Either you can use the XML configuration or flow configuration. So this is the Package Explorer, where you can see the list of folders like API, Java. You can add some Java components or Java classes here. You can call the Java classes inside your flows. And this is the resource folder, the main resources. There you can keep all your wisdoms or XSDs and XMS which you are using inside your application. So I will explain and I will show you each and everything once we start creating the exact flow. Now you understand what are the tabs are available in this. So this is the Package Explorer. Once you create the project, it comes like this. And this is the canvas. So there you can drag and drop building blocks here to create your message flow. So, and here the palette, there are list of connectors available. These all are connectors, components, and different types of message sources. We call it as message processors. Right. So these message processors you can simply drag it to the canvas and build your flow. This is the palette and this is the canvas. Okay, and the if you see there's Mule property views. So once you drag and drag the connector and double click on that connector, the related properties you can see in the down Mule properties view. So there you can start edit the properties like where the endpoint configurations or some username password. So such type of properties you can edit in the properties tab and a console tab. So this console tab basically gives the feedback about your app when it's deploying, like whether it is deployed, success or failed, and what's the reason if it is failed. So such kind of information you can see that inside the console. Okay. Okay. So let me show you how to install Mule. So go to your mulesoft.com site directly, or you can in Google also you can type download any point studio. Yeah, let me show you that. So once you click that, you can select this. So it is open source tool, so you can easily download it and you can download the studio. So give some basic information here. And, you can give it anything, and you can just simply click the download. Once you click the download, you can get a zip file like this. This is the one. Okay. So before you're, extracting this file, first install the JDK in your system. Okay. Then only you can able to open the Anypoint Studio. So install the JDK and then extract this zip file. And once you, while you are extracting that, extract into some folder. Like I extracted to Anypoint Studio here. You can extract into some folder. So there are some sort of configuration files and plugins and licenses available in this. So this is the one which you need to open every time whenever you want to build applications.
It's like the full version or the trial versions, right?
Yes, it's a trial version, and even it won't expire after 30 days. Also, they say it will expire in 30 days. It will not. Most of the companies itself using this trial versions. They will not. Only productions and QA environment they use the licensed version. So basically, it will not open directly this screen. Actually, it will ask you to configure the workspace. I already did that. That's what it is not asking me. So once you click that button, you will see the screen workspace launcher. Okay. So in this screen, default it will come some C folder user somewhere, but you give it into your desired folder wherever you want it. So like this, I created workspace. You can have multiple workspaces. Okay. So here I gave this is the workspace I gave. You just create one folder workspace. That's it, and point it to. Okay. Once you point that place and then click OK, then you will see this screen. So that workspace is basically whatever the applications you build, it will store in that workspace. Okay. So this is the Anypoint Studio which you need to use to build the applications, and this is an integration platform, you can say. So go to the file and then click on the new, and once I click that new Mule project,
It's like completely related to Eclipse in slide.
Yes, it's like Eclipse. If you have some Eclipse knowledge, it is the same Eclipse based tool on it. You can give some name here, and you need to give next and all. You can simply click the finish button for basic. You're not going to use any APIs and all now. So when you are opening the first time, it will show the screen. So you can walk through that. It will tell you that what is exactly each and every options, open template documentations and available. So you can just have a look on all these kind of things. And once you done that, you can just close this one. This is not required for us. So this is the Anyone platform, Anyone Studio. There you can see the package explorer. So once you create the package, whole package will come here. So inside the package, you can see the SRC main app, and it automatically creates a .xml file for this integration flow. So this is the message flow. This is a palette where you can create your application, as I said, and the global elements, all your global configurations like HTTP connectors, DB2 connectors. So throughout your flows, you might be using it multiple times, but you don't need to create each and every time. So you can have it a single time, and then you can reuse the same connectors. So such kind of connectors we call it as a global elements or global connector. All the global connectors or the global configurations we will keep inside the global Mule configuration. And configuration of XML. So this is the XML configuration file. So once you start building the application in message flow, your XML also it will automatically implement. You don't need to separately. Parallel it will automatically. Okay, and this is the Mule properties window, and this is the Mule palette. There you can see a list of connectors. So these are the connectors first of all. So you can see you can interact with image on S3, image on SQS, and the databases. If you want to interact some database system, you can use the database connector, and an FTP. If you want to interact with an FTP server, you can use the FTP connector, and a file system or a generic connector to interact with the databases, some kind of, and a HTTP, and you can see JMS. If you want to interact with some queues or topics, you can use the JMS connector. Even some data DB2 queues also you can interact with that. A POP3 connector. If you want to read some message from the mail server, let's say if you are if you have some requirement to read the attachments which you get the mail. So for such kind of requirements, you need to use the POP3 adapter. So by using this POP3 adapter, you can read the message inside the body or attachments of any mail. And an SAP connectors or RMA, SAP systems to interact with SAP systems, and SFTP system, secured file transfer protocols, and Salesforce, SOAP, there are many. You can. These are the only few connectors, and you can also install some other OOP connectors. I mean, out of the box connectors also available, which you can easily install it. Once you install, it will automatically come here. I will tell you later how to install it. You need to go to help here. You can see here install new software. Okay. For now, you just understand what is exactly these connectors and where we use them. And if you see this next one, That is the scopes. Different type of scopes will be available. So while building the flows, you might need to implement an asynchronous process or synchronous process. So synchronous process are like a request response process, and asynchronous is you're just sending the message and you're not waiting for any response. So such kind of places you can use the async component or some batch when you are interacting with the database. You can get some batch of records and you can split the batch records and insert into some other system. So just have a look each and every component we will be using once we start building the flows, all the message process. So, but meanwhile, you just have a look and what is what you just understand. And you can see here some components. It's like expressions, flow references. So, like a flow reference is if you are having multiple flows and if you want to reference one flow to another flow, subflows. If you want to call subflows, you can use the flow references. And coming to the transformations, as I said, there are pre-built transformations which are available. You can convert, simply drag and drop and directly use this one. If you are getting some XML message, but you want to send it as a JSON message, you no need to do any big coding and all. You simply drag the JSON XML to JSON transformation. It's a pre-built component. This one you can drag and drop it, and it will automatically convert the required one.
It's by default generate the code.
Yes. And the one which said some transformation component, this is the transform message. If you want to do other than the pre-built connectors, if your requirement is like that, and if the pre-built connect transformations you are unable to meet that requirement, then you can use the transform message. This is also a drag and drop GUI available. So using this, you can easily transform source message to the destination message. And next one is the filters. So you can add filters inside your flows, and you can filter your message also. Let's say you are getting some 10 records. In that 10 records, you want only um, one or two record that matches your criteria. So you can use the filter and you can set some criteria on top of that. So wherever it matches, it gives that records, and remaining records it will not. It will skip that record. I'm just giving you one example. That's it. So there are many filters are available which you can use double, and these are the different kind of flow controls which you can use choice, peer out, collection split. So choice routing, I will give one example. Like if you are getting some message, based on the message you want to route it to the some destinations. So if the location is some US, route send it to the US. If your location is some UK, send it to the UK. So such kind of choice-based routing you can implement inside your Mule flow. This is what. So far, any doubt? Okay, good. So let me drag and drop you and show you how it is. How you can simply type HTTP and then drop. So most of the places we will use HTTP as a listener because our flows we will expose it as a services mainly. So if your requirement is having like a reading some data from the database, you can drag the DB connector, or if it is some mail server, you can drag the POP3 connector. So this is the source. which tells that where we want to receive the from message. And this is the process place where you can build your complete process. Okay, so if you click this one, add,
Like, if you don't mind, can you show some example?
one second, example for what?
Just for the HTTP you're saying, for
Yeah, that's
adding
what
something like
I'm explaining. Okay, so you will see all those things. Don't worry, I will take you each and every steps and how to build applications. I'm just showing that how you need to build a hello world program or something like that. I'm showing that. So in this HTTP connector, it is like a host name. So all interface and it comes to default 0000. That means it can accept any host. You don't need to set any IP address for this. If you set localhost, it takes only localhost IP address and all. But if you set this one, it can accept any host name. So for now, I'm keeping like this. So accept it. And then port, you can give it 8081 or 8082 or something, any other port number. And base path, I'm not giving here anything, but I will give the path here. Let's say some demo. Okay, this is my path. Remember that what is my protocol here? This is add and this is edit. I click the edit. So the protocol is HTTP and the host is local host, you can say. And then port is the 8081. For your understanding, I will keep it as a local host. So then I will show you how the so HTTP is my protocol, local host. What is the port? 8081. And then what is the path? Demo. So this is the my endpoint URL. So I can give this endpoint to anyone and I can ask them to post any request on this endpoint. So they can send some request on this and I can reply the response back to them. So this is the path. Okay. So once you set the properties, that red mark will automatically go on. And let me set some component here, some set payload. So this set payload basically you can set some message, whatever you want to display, or you can hold some payload. Okay, so I'm setting here welcome to, I'm setting like this. Okay, so that's it. I'm done creating the flow. My flow is done. So if I hit this flow, I must be able to receive some message like welcome to the MuleSoft online training. Okay, so once the flow is built, what you want to do, you need to run the flow. So how to run the flow? Just right click. You can see different options here. Beside that, you can see the run as. Okay, for now you go with the run as Mule application. I will explain each and every option later. But just for understanding, as a today demo class, I will give you the how to run the application. Just click the run as run Mule application. That's it. So you can see the console which starts giving the feedback on that how it is. That's it. So you can see here it is deployed. If it is failed, you can see here failed. Okay, any doubt so far?
It's display. We already write like welcome to MuleSoft. Isn't display that one or just it will show only?
No, actually you done creating the flow, right? Now you want to test the flow. Your flow integration flow is done. Now you want to test the flow. So to test the flow, what we need a testing tool like a Postman, as I said. So you need to install this Postman also. Don't bother about that. I will give you the complete step-by-step documentation clearly. I will share that. You can use that and you can use starting building the application and running each and every. So as I said, my application endpoint we is the one, right? HTTP protocol I used and localhost 8081 and demo. This is my path. So if I hit this path, I must need to get the welcome to the MuleSoft Online, right? So we are using get method only since we are not passing any body. That's it. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's just a simple flow. I just built to make you understand how Mule how to create a Mule flow and how to send some request and get the response back. So we use this Postman tool to test all our Mule flows. Where whenever we design some Mule flow, once the flow is done and once we run the application successfully, it is deployed. Then go to the Postman and try to pass some request and test your application. If everything is fine, you will get the response back whatever you set here. Currently, we are setting some dummy response here, but in real time scenario, you will use some database connectors or Salesforce connectors or some other web service consumers. Lot of you will see that later. So whatever the database connector you are using, if it is returning some response back, you need to show it to the same response to the whoever interacting with. Okay. Okay. So that's what for today training, and we will see that tomorrow how to will use the different types of message process and each and everything. Okay. Sure. I will provide the PDF document for you to how to open this Anypoint Studio and then how to build the how to start build the flow. I will send you that. Okay. So what you guys need to do, I'm pinging you the my mail ID. Just drop all your mail IDs so that we will have in one place to share. Okay, this is my mail ID. And also when you're sending, drop your WhatsApp number also so that I will create one group here. If you have any doubts, you can ping there and I will be available to do. I mean, whenever I free, I can reply. So any doubts so far, you can ask me now. I can explain. I just ping my mail ID so everyone can take it and then send your all your numbers while replying to that mail ID. Okay, so that I will create later. Not here. Okay. So is there any doubts? Okay then, good. So have a look. For now, you just go to the MuleSoft site and download the AnyPoint Studio. And meanwhile, I will send that a PDF document. Okay. So you just have what Mule, and as I explained, I will share the PDF which I walk through that. This PDF also I will share that. Okay. So it will help you to understand each and everything. Sure. So first of please send all your email IDs so that we will have one group, and then I can reply and I can share materials too. Okay. Okay then. Thank you. Bye bye.